Hello, hello. I can see some people join in. It's so lovely to have you here. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to give it a few more seconds, let a few more people join in, and then we will get cracking. So for anyone that is lurking in the wings at the moment, feel free to use the chat box. And first off, if you could rate your content creation from 1 to 10, 10 being absolutely outstanding, 1 being I haven't even started, where would you rate your content creation for your business right now? Feel free to pop it in the chat, or if you want to remain anonymous, you can pop it in the Q&A. I'll be checking both throughout. Let's have a look here. Arnold's putting 2. Evening, Tarek. I hope I've pronounced that properly. I do apologize if I haven't. Evening from London, a 1. A 0. Oh, Kishan. I don't really know. 6. And then 2. Okay, cool. It's good to have a baseline because I guarantee by the time that we finish this webinar, you're going to be at least feeling like you can smash above a 5. Definitely. That is the goal. And I will achieve it. I haven't let anyone down yet. So, right, let's get cracking. I just turn off my music. I like to have a little bit of ambiance in the side. So what I'm going to be doing is primarily just going through, doing a little bit of chatting on the side. Just skip forward already. So I'm going to talk through a lot of my slides. Some of the slides, I've just got bullet points where I'm going to be speaking. What I would recommend that you guys do is have a pen and paper to the side, because I don't know if you're like me, probably if you're in my kind of era, but there's so much to remember in day-to-day life anyway. You're not going to remember all of this. So do make sure that you have a pen and paper or something just to jot some notes down, because you won't remember it. I'm about to hit you with a lot of info. So let's get cracking. So hi, if you haven't met me before, I'm Katie. You'll often see me lurking around in the HelpBnk Discord. I've known Simon now for, crikey, getting on for 4 years now. And I've been helping in the Discord community for well over a year. So I'm Katie. I'm a single parent. I'm a twin mom, TikTok creator, and I've happily amassed a following of over 120,000 on TikTok. And I've done this all organically. So everything that I have learned, I am going to be feeding back to you guys so that basically you can have all of the shortcuts that's taken me a good few years to build up on my TikTok. So we're doing this webinar. It is on behalf of HelpBnk. I've been invited by HelpBnk to do this. I often do a few things within the Discord group as well, but thankfully HelpBnk have extended this opportunity to me to do this recorded webinar, which is going to live forever in the YouTube space. So welcome to my little corner of the interweb. And like I say, my name's Katie, and I have got a personality of an angel, but a voice or a mouth like a sailor. So if that bothers anyone, I do apologize now, but sometimes I do get a little bit passionate about these things, and the old F-bomb will be dropped. But yeah, c'est la vie. So what to expect in this masterclass? It's going to shift your perspective on creating content for your business if you take action and implement what you will learn here today. So do take full advantage of this training as if you've made the decision to invest in these profitable skills and you have paid for my coaching, okay? You are going to learn a lot today. So say hello to the confused content creator. Can I get a thumbs up in the chat box if we have moments where we absolutely feel like we can smash social media for our business, and then other times where it seems utterly confusing and we don't really know where to go, what to do, how to start, and how to crack on with it. So these are often a lot of the things that the confused content creator might say. I never have enough time to post. There are way too many gurus with too many tips to test out. I just want to post content on TikTok and have it get loads of views so I can get lots of sales. I've tried to do consistent video creation, but it takes almost as much time as running my actual business. And I enjoy just posting when I feel inspired. I don't like to do bulk creating. But ultimately, the confused content creator doesn't give up because they are a determined badass who knows that they will succeed. We all have to have that belief about ourselves in terms of whether it's running our business, setting up our business, and doing the social media for it as well. And it can feel like a never-ending slog on TikTok sometimes, can't it? I mean, we are focusing primarily on TikTok. It is the #1 platform, and anything that we learn and we can apply to TikTok, we will only benefit when we disseminate it down throughout the other platforms as well. So that is why I focus on TikTok. But no one told you that when you were posting on Instagram that you had to start having a hook and a call to action in every video. Should your video be too long? Should it be too short? That you need to go live when you reach 1,000 followers and it just feels so awkward and cringy when you do it. And that you need to find so much spare time to create the content because you need to keep churning it out all the time. That you need to build and create a community, which is even more time out of your schedule. And you have to keep coming up with all of these content ideas. And there are so many different people on this platform offering so many different points of view, and it is ultimately just so confusing. I've been there and got the tear-stained t-shirt to go with it. All right. So leading on from that, I'm not going to read all of these out because they are exhaustive. Who else feels shoulded? So just for fun, I've compiled this list of shoulds that we get told every day on TikTok. Can we get a thumbs up in the chat to say, how many of these have you heard? So many. Let's just have a look. You need to be posting 3 to 5 times a day on TikTok. That is kind of true, but kind of not true. It is something we are going to delve into within this webinar. And that's my goal, is that you guys will leave here with all of these shoulds answered. Okay. I'll just leave you for a couple of seconds to have a good look at all of that because it is exhaustive. And then if that's not enough, here's another list. This is a continuation. Everyone tells you should be paying for a scheduler, buy a ring light. You need to have a microphone, one of these funky ones that changes color. Oh, it can be exhausting and it can really put you off because ultimately, if we feel overwhelmed, we get demotivated. And if we are not pushed enough, then we get unmotivated as well. And I think with TikTok, it's very easy to feel very overwhelmed. And then you just want to throw your hands up and go, I don't know what I'm doing with this. I'm just going to post on Instagram. But then you feel like you're missing out because you are not posting on TikTok. But don't worry, because there is a solution to all of this. So I'm going to help you fix all of that. Social media is as beautifully simple as it is utterly confusing. All right. But ultimately, what we need to do and what the aim of this webinar is we're cutting through all of the shit so that you guys are leaving here with clear answers and a clear idea of what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, and how to go about it. So ultimately, the main thing for you guys is you need to be very selective of who you listen to, okay? There's going to be so many gurus that you will see all over TikTok that tell you you need to jump on this trend, you need to do this sound, you need to be doing this. Are you doing this? It is drowning. But ultimately, what I want you to do is have a look at these people and do they reflect the type of person you are? So for me, the type of people that I help with my social media is people that are like me, people that have families, that have mortgages, and are trying to juggle it all. All right. I have another brand on the side. I'm at uni doing a master's in digital marketing, and I have a part-time job as well. And then there's the viral edge, and I'm a single mum to twins. So for me, I come from a place where I understand the juggles that people like me have to encounter to try and get it all done. It's not the same as a Gen Z 20-year-old that is telling you that you have the same amount of hours in the day as Beyonce or Jeff Bezos or anything like that. Okay. So you do need to be mindful of who it is that you're actually listening to. Go and lie down. Got my dog here next to me. So moving on from all of that, the aim of this webinar, yes, I'm going to be filling your head with so much information, but we are only going to be scratching the surface. But ultimately, I'm going to be taking you through from the confused content creator who's constantly in a state of trying to get everything done, running around like a headless chicken. Does that sound familiar? I bet it does. You're feeling exhausted from doing everything on your own, and you're sick and tired of the low views, and you always feel like you're getting it wrong. And then we're going to go to the confident content creator, that actually, when you start bulk creating content, which I'm going to talk you through, you all of a sudden have more time back for yourself. You don't feel overwhelmed, and you can learn to create content more easily. And don't underestimate, these are skills that are going to last you for years and years and years to come. Social media is not going anywhere anytime soon. It's only going to become more prevalent and more necessary for our businesses. So it is important that we learn these skills, and it's going to benefit us for years and years and years to come. So first off, let's talk about imposter syndrome. This is a goodie. So what I want mainly to say, this is one of the first things that people talk to me about, is how they've maybe started their social media for their business and they're worried about what people are going to say. Or similarly, they've made a video and they've actually bit the bullet and done it, and then they show it to a friend or a family member and they don't get the feedback and the encouragement that they wanted. I would recommend you guys never, ever, ever show any of your videos for feedback to any friends or family that are not doing exactly what you're doing. Because what's going to happen is you're going to tap into that person's insecurities, and they're actually going to project their insecurities onto you. Okay. So they will come at you with such love, and it'll be from such a good place. But ultimately, what you need to think about is finding the person that is doing the same thing as you and ask for their opinion. So this is where HelpBnk is brilliant, because you want to put it on the HelpBnk platform and say, guys, I've just made my first video. Can I get any feedback? What do you think? Don't really know, but I'd love some feedback. Come and put it over onto the Discord. Send it to me in a DM. I won't reply immediately, but guarantee I absolutely will reply eventually. Just to get that point of view from someone that knows exactly what it's like. You've got to remember that Jeff Bezos is never going to dampen anyone's spirits when they tell him that they want to start an online shop. A NBA basketball player is never, ever going to look down on someone that wants to start playing basketball. An artist is never going to look down on someone that buys their first canvas and a paint set for the first time, are they? They're going to think it's absolutely amazing. It's the best thing. So you do need to make sure you pick your audience whenever you have that imposter syndrome and it does get a hold of you and you need some feedback. You need to go to someone who you know is in the same space, is going to be encouraging. Okay. And I would apply that theory to so many things with your business, but obviously we're talking about social media here, but do make sure you go and find your people. So TikTok, how to achieve great success on TikTok. So you always need to be your authentic self. We do know that Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, they're all known for their kind of styles of content. Okay. I mean, everyone has heard of the saying, reality versus Instagram versus reality, haven't they? TikTok is totally the opposite. This is why you need to be your authentic self. TikTok loves and lives for the people that are very haphazard, the people that are not polished, the people that don't have all their shit together, okay? And when you start doing the next thing on that list, where you start showing your learning process, you bring a real good sense of vulnerability and openness to your platform, okay? You're showing everyone that no one has all the answers, all right? Whether it be exploring the world of social media or delving into how to copyright something for your business, how to get a trademark, how to learn about insurance for your business, how to talk to suppliers about creating some packaging, anything like that. You can start documenting that whole learning process on TikTok. You will tap into a lovely little bunch of people who will be absolute admirers of your brand and will build you an amazing community on the platform. And coming along with that, you're going to share your mistakes. Now, I'm never going to say that you should post everything. You should only, sorry, that noise is my dog. You should only ever post anything that you feel comfortable posting, okay? So if you don't want to share your mistakes, you don't have to. All I'm saying is if that is something that you would be open to, then that is only going to be something that will benefit you in the long run. Coming on for that again, we're not gatekeeping. We're going to share information honestly. Now, I'm not saying that you need to show everyone the ins and outs of your profit margins and all that kind of stuff, but be honest about some product reviews. Be honest about this tool that you've used to create your product. Was it good? Was it not? Give the feedback so that you're actually going to help other people that are in the same space as you. And this is a big one. And especially if you start going live, you always want to interact as if you're talking to your close friends. Interact as if you've got the phone, you're sending them a quick video note or a voice note, and you're just talking to your mate. That is a great style of content creating, and one that is always going to be better than an actual hook, because it's your tone of voice and how you present yourself on the camera that is actually going to hook people in. Trying to remember people's names and handles. This is a bit of a tricky one, but it is something that when you start going live or you post regularly and you have the same people consistently commenting, you will start to recognize these usernames. And when you start to do that and you see that these people are showing up and they're constantly giving you a little bit of love, these are the people that we need to treat with very, very VIP treatment, okay? Because these people are the people that will either progress and will convert into a customer, or if they never do, they will remain a brilliant spokesperson for your brand and your business. So either way, that's a win-win. And that's why we need to pay special attention to these types of people that show up on our content. Whenever you're scrolling on TikTok, you need to interact with people as you would like them to interact with you, okay? You've got to put out what you want to get back. It's the law of the universe. It's karma. You've just got to do it, okay? If you want people to like, share, and comment, you've got to be doing exactly the same on their videos. And if you're not prepared to do that, you need to take yourself away around the corner and have a chat with yourself about that. Ultimately, our goal for our businesses and our brands is to be that honest and trustworthy face that people begin to recognize, okay? Now, this goes hand in hand with posting consistently and showing up, okay? You want to be posting enough so that when people see your face come up on their FYP, on their next swipe, they go, this is Katie. Oh, this is going to be a good little nugget of information about social media, or it's going to be something quippy and funny, or it's going to be something really relatable. Whatever it is that you're about, you need to project that so that every time people see your face, that's what they think of. And they think, I need to stay around and watch this because this is going to be entertaining or informative in some way, shape, or form. And always lead with your brand values. So these two go quite hand in hand, so that people can recognize and align with you and your brand and your message. Now, if anyone's got any questions at this point, please feel free to put them in the Q&A or the chat. And what we'll do is we'll just keep ticking along, and I will probably have some time right at the very end to really smash any Q&As. But if you've got anything here and now, please don't feel like you can't put it in the chat box. So ask yourself, what is your style and is it suitable for TikTok? So as I said before, you may have seen that each social media platform is known for its type of content and style. And it's for this reason that people have their preferences for each platform, because they feel like their style of delivering content will best suit the audience who prefers that platform. So just on a little side note, I don't know if you guys spend any time on Reels, but you'll see that Reels is like TikTok kind of back in lockdown, where it's very quippy, it's very lip sync. But what I see at the moment is a lot of trending on Instagram of people just putting a very, very nice video with lots of text over the top of it. And it's almost still like doing the Instagram perfectly polished picture. It's just as a video. So you see that Instagram is still making video content creation its own, whereas TikTok is still very much what you see here. It's inspirational, it's relaxed, it's relatable, it's uncensored, it's informal, and people love to share their real life experiences. And that is the key element of TikTok. This is how you're going to create community, and you're really going to build a following for your brand when you start sharing those real life experiences, because that's what really hooks people in. So just some quick side notes about the algorithm. So who knows, apart from probably Stephen Bartlett with all of his testing, but there is still no proven strategy to guarantee you'll be rewarded by the algorithm. But we do know what strategies tend to work well, and I encourage you to implement as many of these strategies in this masterclass that you're going to learn as much as possible to level up your social media game. Your niche. Finding your niche is all about who you are, and all of your content should clearly show what this is. The purpose of this is to try and help the algorithm recognize who you are and what audience it should be pushing your content onto, okay? So every time you post, before you hit that post button, I want you to think, Does this video clearly show a brand new set of eyes what I'm all about, what my services are, what my mission is? To help with your niche, this is where we start using hashtags, captions, spoken text, and visuals. Go and lie down, which will help the algorithm to recognize who you are, what you're all about, and where to place you, okay? So your profile should draw people in by explaining in a few words exactly who you are and how you help people. You should also use the space to highlight anything such as free shipping, something that your customers will want to choose your brand for. It should also include a link to take your viewers to whatever site or landing page you wish to direct them to. And make sure, this is probably another masterclass, but that link that they click, try and make that journey as seamless as possible. When I say seamless, I mean as few clicks as possible to get to the desired destination where you want to send your customers. So how does the confident content creator behave on TikTok? And like I said before, this is where karma kicks in, okay? So here you can see these are all of the actions that every confident, coordinated content creator should be taking on TikTok. Now, one thing that you can do is to go back through your content that you might have already made and just have a look at it. Be really honest with yourself. And does that content really speak to your audience? Does it really tell the story of your brand, of you, of your services, of your products? Or is it kind of a little bit self-indulgent? We've fallen into this trap. I still fall into it to this day. And then I'll go back, see that video and go, oh, it's kind of just a fun video that I kind of wanted to do. I'll take it down and I'll go and have that fun on my private account. So respond to each and every comment with value, okay? With the exception of hateful comments. We are going to talk about hate later on because this is a big part of social media that we do need to be prepared for, okay? We're going to use hashtags that relate to every aspect of your video and stay away from the overused hashtags. Whenever you start doing hashtags, you'll see what usage they are. So some of them will have, maybe in the thousands, the tens of thousands. Those are quite good hashtags to use. If it's got billions, I would steer away from those because they are so oversaturated, and we're here to try and be as unique as possible. As I said before, we're going to remember and acknowledge the people who regularly show up to support you. These people need special attention, okay? I can tell you're probably already thinking at the moment who these people might be. If you've been posting already, if you've seen a couple of people, note these people and give them love. I want you to spend time also going to these people's accounts and content and show them some love, okay? No, we're not selling, we're not pushing anything onto them. We're just going to show up and give them some love because that's what they do for us. We're going to plan all of our content with our ideal clients in mind and make content that you would enjoy if you were in your customer's shoes, okay? So you've got to always remember that when people watch our videos, yes, it's us creating it and we're almost talking about ourselves and our business, but we need to work out how we can flip it. And even though it's about us, we're putting out that content for their benefit, okay? So we do need to put ourselves in our customers' shoes. What response, what action do you want your customers to take or have from watching your videos? And finally, always scroll through social media and treat people how you want to be treated. I mean, this is just a law of life, isn't it, than anything else? I learned that if you want to leverage the power of TikTok, turn your content into clients and free up more time whilst doing it, then bulk planning is the best way to do it, pretty much. So let's dive into this a little bit further. So your first step is going to be where you create and you're going to have all of your ideas, your stories, any scripts that you want to keep to, and your call to actions. That's your CTAs. So lots of people get scared by the word scripts, okay? I don't want you to think that I need you to be literally writing out a script. Character 1 says this, character 2 says that. No. We're just going to have a rough idea of how a certain piece of content is going to flow, okay? Storytelling is one thing, but short pieces of content, we want to think about what's going to be our hook, what's then going to be our main body of the video, and then what action do we want our viewers to take as a result of this? Do we want them to hit follow? Do we want them to click the link in our bio? Do we want them just to simply comment and share and show some love? Okay. So this is what you've got to think about. And when we're bulk creating, especially with our call to actions, have a list. I've got loads of free resources that I will talk to you about towards the end of this webinar. Once you have a huge list of call to actions and ideas and hooks and everything, you can kind of chop and change and move them around so that you're not constantly repeating with the same captions all of the time. Your next step is going to be, you're going to bulk record as many videos as you can in one go. Now, for me, as I do this, I will set up my camera on the side, say if I'm here at my desk working, and I will just record myself working on a time lapse. Videos like that are great because you can just bang it on TikTok, put a whole block of text over it. And it is normally these types of videos that for me easily get over 1,000, 3,000 views easily. You might just think, well, I'm just recording myself sat at my laptop. But no, it's just something nice for someone to watch in the background, but they're absorbing all of the text and the message with what you put within the video, okay? So even if you have a service-based business, that is no excuse for not having any content, okay? Because just because you can't package orders or anything like that, that is something that I hear a lot of people say as well. They don't have any orders to package. That's not the case at all. You've both got the exact same amount of content that you can be capturing for your business, and you can turn this into really captivating, enticing content to build community. The other thing that I'll do when I bulk record is whenever I'm doing my general scrolling on TikTok, if I see a video that's got a good sound, it's got a good message, something that I feel I want to replicate but put my own spin on it, I will always hit that save button. So when I actually come to record and I've got my ring light and my camera and everything set up, I go to that favorites album and I see the video, I use the sound, or I go and create the video in comparison to it. Then I unclick favorite, so it goes off my list. I move down to the next one, do exactly the same, and I just keep going until I've hit all of the favorite videos that I've got stacked up in that folder for now. Then your step 3 is then you're going to have, this is not all going to be together, okay? So you're going to maybe do this in like maybe over 3 days, 1, 2, and 3. This is where you're going to bulk edit the videos. Get them all ready, put in whatever transitions you want, put whatever captions you want on there. Captions are very important. Don't ever underestimate the use of captions. And then once you've got them all edited, you can either use a scheduler, you can leave them in your drafts, literally all done, ready to go. Hashtags, caption, everything. Leave it in your drafts on TikTok. So all you literally need to do is press post, or you can either leave them in your gallery in your phone, or say on CapCut or whatever video editor that you like to use. So I just want to use this point to check in. Can I get some kind of thumbs up, thumbs down, emoji face, or something in the chat to let me know where we're at? Are we feeling like the confused content creator still? Or are we starting to lean a little bit towards the confident content creator? I'm going to give you a minute just to fill in the chat for me. Okay, so decision time. If you're still not feeling like you can step into the shoes of the confident content creator, that's okay. We have only just scratched the surface with just like the tiniest little fingernail scratch. But what I will say is that you do need to get out of your own way by acknowledging whatever barriers you have and bad habits that are stopping you from becoming the confident content creator. Now, is anyone going to be brave enough? Special kudos to you if you're brave enough to pop in the chat what it is that you feel like is a barrier to you really showing up for your business on social media. Lots of people will say to me that it's time. Time is a big one, especially if you're kind of the same age as me, you've got a mortgage, you've got kids, time is a big one. But if anyone can come at me with any kind of barriers, I will more than happily help you specifically with them by the end of this webinar. But we do need to acknowledge these barriers, and we do need to recognize that by continuing down this path of being the confused content creator, we're literally saying yes to carrying on this way. And that is okay if that's working out for you, but I'm guessing you wouldn't be in this webinar if it was, would you? So we're going to talk about content pillars. Now, when you start seeing the gurus on TikTok, there's lots of people that will poo-poo this idea now of content pillars. Personally, I really like them. I like how it's a loose way of planning a wide, diverse range of content. So you've got educational, informative, inspirational, cultural, and entertaining. Okay, so the pictures kind of speak for themselves a little bit. I just had to put that horse in there. So anything from, say, let's go cultural. So cultural is what the background stuff, the fly on the wall stuff. This is the juicy stuff, okay? So the stuff that people want to see. They want to know your setup. They want to know what systems you use to achieve whatever results you get. They're interested to see what your workspace is. They want to relate to you in some way. And as I mentioned earlier, if you can do things in terms of sharing your mistakes, sharing your process of learning something new for your business or social media or whatever it is, this is all the cultural content that really does resonate with a lot of people. So never underestimate the power of this. Inspirational content. This is really easy. Share quotes, share experiences, and this is a great chance for you guys to share your founder story. So if we want to talk about where you pin your videos and what videos you want to pin, a good, inspiring founder story should definitely be one of the videos that you have pinned at the top of your profile. And definitely with a title on it that really entices people in, that makes them want to watch it. When they go to your profile, they see that video with that title that is going to tell them everything that they need to know about you and your founder story. That's the type of content that you need to be making there. Educational content, we're going to be sharing facts. We're going to be explaining the pain points that you're solving. This is, again, another really great opportunity for you to connect with people. You can show them that you understand their pain points, and that is why you have your service or your products. Okay, you get it. You've been there. You've been in their shoes. You know the pain. Here's the solution. Okay. You're going to share statistics as well. This is a great way. If you can dig out some really good, well-researched statistics that help show people and understand their problem, but also understand the solution that you offer a lot more, that is going to be excellent content. Absolutely golden content. Your informative content should be your different solutions that your business provides, different types, styles, and sizes that your product might have, and share some important things to note when dealing with your business, like shipping times, if you have to import things over from another country, or if you send things out recorded delivery, what happens if they're not in, all that kind of stuff. I'd say out of all of these, the informative content is probably the most difficult to post about, because it's not really enticing content. We've got to work a little bit harder with the informative content, but you can absolutely do it. Definitely do it. Excuse me, just gonna have a little sip of my drink. So followers versus community. You can have 1 million followers and still not have a loyal community of people who will be there to offer you the support that you're wanting and needing. So what exactly is a community? The community you want and need are the people who are invested in you, your life, and what you're doing. And you must understand this is a basic rule of sales in any sales sector, that people buy from people, okay? It's not enough just to set up an online shop, post about it a few times, and expect to sell out. And I'm really sorry if that bursts any bubbles, but it will not happen. It really won't. But I will say that success will happen when you find yourself with a supportive, loyal community that sees the value that you possess. And we show them that value through our content. Okay. The answer is not digital marketing. The answer is not doing Facebook ads. Side note, you should never do digital marketing and waste money on ads unless you know your ins and outs of digital marketing and you have one piece of content that you have A and B tested and you know it performs. Okay. It's not just, oh, I think that's a really good piece of content. It needs testing. And that is what digital marketing is all about. So I would always say, even if it's 50 quid, never, 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 never. You might as well put 50 quid down the toilet if you're going to try that. Okay. The best way is showing people our value, and that is by consistently showing up on social media with our diverse range of content. So let's spend a minute acknowledging and changing the mindset that you are allowing to potentially get in your own way. So not setting dedicated time to creating. This is a big one, isn't it? Because lots of people will say to me, I have a lot of women that I help who work in the kind of mindfulness space, and they are suckers for wanting to post when they feel inspired. But the problem with that is we're never going to feel inspired and motivated to post all the time. Okay. No one's coming to feed us with that inspiration and that motivation. So we do need to actually be really disciplined with ourselves and sit down and get this done, because it is the biggest part of our business. Apart from selling our products, this is the biggest part of our business. We can be spending so much time doing our policies, our FAQs, working out what packaging we're doing. If we haven't got any customers, what's the fucking point? Okay, this is why sitting down and setting time to do your content creation is crucial for your business. Sometimes people might think that their message isn't valuable enough. And this comes back to the imposter syndrome we were talking about before, right? Where you just think, well, what do I have to offer? It's just me. There's thousands of people offering what I'm doing. Yeah, there's thousands of people offering what I'm doing right now, but HelpBank has asked me to do this. And that's because I've showed up and I've shown my value to HelpBank and Simon and Chloe. Thanks, Chloe. And that is exactly true for you guys. You just need to keep showing up. That's all there is to it. In a nutshell, bottom line, end of. Being too self-conscious to get on camera. So I've started seeing a lot of people who are, they'll call themselves the introverted content creator. You know, I'll teach you how to post content without showing your face. And I would say that is a really good start. And I get why people do that. But ultimately, this face-to-face contact, and by me staring down that camera, that creates a bond with you guys. This is how we communicate as humans, okay? And this is why showing your face on camera for your business is absolutely crucial. So if you've got a business and you think you can post and not show your face, I say you can, but you're only going to double the amount of time it's going to take for you to become successful and for you to really explode. And it's only going to make the whole process longer. And I kind of also want to just say, if you're still thinking that, then I need you to get out of your own way, because whatever things that you worry people are going to say about you, they don't care. They don't give a shit. And if they actually do say anything about you, they're not your people. Okay. We can't please everyone. And this is where we have to learn to grow slightly thicker skin and not give a shit and show up for our business. The people that are potentially saying anything about us, chances are they haven't got their own business and they're not doing what we're doing. So they can't really compete with us. They're not in our league. We are a few levels up from them. And that is what you need to remember. Posting content that doesn't align with your marketing goals. So this is a big one. I've got quite a few people, close friends that I know that post a lot, and they do post about themselves a lot. And I'll very gently, I mean, they haven't paid for my services, but I will very gently try and coach them and just say, God, that bit of content was just a little bit self-indulgent. Like there was no call to action. There's no steering anyone to your website. Like you've got to remember, whatever you're posting, it does need to like scream your brand, your business, your products, your services, whatever it is. And what I talk about in my bootcamp is that I always recommend that you guys should set up your own personal profile. So that if you want to post all the funny videos, oh my God, you definitely need to be doing it, but not on your business account. Okay. If you can make something quite funny and do an entertaining piece of content, but it's still got a very strong brand message, it still, you know, really touches on the pain points that your customers have, then that is absolutely fine. But when we're going, and kind of the line is very, very gray, but when we're going into the realms of it being quite self-indulgent and the messaging isn't clear, that's when we need to pull ourselves up on it and say, actually, that piece of content doesn't serve my business or my messaging at all. Not investing in learning the skills and strategy that will make life easier for you. So I fully believe that the bootcamp that I'm doing is just mind-blowingly so jam-packed full of strategies that will help you bulk create. Bulk creating is something that took me ages to learn. I put it off for so long, but once I actually learned and got the skills down to do it, I could smash out literally 30 videos in an hour. That's a month's worth of content. Another hour in the evening or the next day was when I would sit and do my editing. Boom. A month's worth of content. So I would have those moments where I was sat thinking, right, I've done this, I've done that. Right, I need to get something on social media. Oh, no, actually, I could just go into my drafts and hit post. Okay, brilliant. Showed up for my business today with a clear bit of good messaged content. Great. And you will have those moments where you kind of go, oh my God, I'm done. I've got a little bit of time for myself. I might go and put the kettle on, go for a run. Being influenced by others' opinions and struggling on your own. So this kind of comes back a little bit to the imposter syndrome before. And when we ask for other people's opinions and then projecting their insecurities onto us, and or listening to these gurus that are full of knowledge and really good tips, but actually they're not the right person for us to listen to because we don't really resonate with them. They're not in our time of life. They're probably still living at home, lucky bastards, and don't have a mortgage, little sods. And they haven't got all of the time constraints that we have as people that have families, side hustles, main jobs, mortgage to pay, and we're trying to juggle it all. Okay. So that's where we need to be careful of who we seek for feedback and who we go to for advice and for some learning. So here we go. We're going to carry on changing the mindset because that is the most important part of this webinar. I don't have time, ideas, or confidence to really show up like I want. Whereas the confused content creator will say, I want to give my business every chance of success, reap the benefits, and remove any barriers to this happening. I only like to post when I feel inspired. I hear this so much. But I say to that, I choose to attract my customers or clients with customer-focused, thought-out, inspiring content that aligns with my business's missions. So just because you are not posting when you feel inspired doesn't mean that the content that you plan can't be inspiring. Okay, this is why we have our content pillars. It's easier to just post about my cheap prices as that's what people really want. I understand that people don't buy because it's cheap. They buy when they see my value, which I communicate through my content. Okay, so if you have a product-based business or even a service-based business and you think, I'm not making any sales, I'll just slash my prices. That is not the answer. It's not. It may seem like it at the time. It's not a quick fix. It's not the answer. It's not sustainable. And ultimately, you're doing yourself a disservice by doing that. I don't want to constantly feel like I'm selling or come across too pushy or salesy. This is another big one I hear. I focus on conversations and content that builds trust and community with selling psychology weaved into it. So this is a lot what I talk about in my coaching and my boot camp, in how no one wants to feel salesy. Okay. I used to be in the motor trade. I used to sell cars. I used to sell Audis face to face to customers. And even I got tarnished with that, oh, just a greasy car salesman type brush. But it's so true that when you can build and strike a bond and a relationship with someone, whether it's through a lens of a camera or sat across a desk from them, you will 100% sell. You will sell something. It is guaranteed 100%. You just need to spend the time showing up with the content that really has the right messaging, and then the rest will come naturally. That's all you need to do. So here are some myths, okay? Myths and truths. You have to be on every platform. Now, I say to that, if you feel you can realistically post on as many platforms as you want to, then your business will ultimately benefit. But for most people, this actually isn't sustainable. So I would always say, focus on the ones that you enjoy and you get the most engagement on. Okay. And I would always chuck a little red herring in there and say, like, even if you're not seeing the results on TikTok, do not give up on TikTok. Do not give up on TikTok until you've at least smashed 6 months of consistent posting. And I mean consistent posting. Okay. You have to post multiple times a day. So yes, we talked about this earlier, didn't we? If you want to explode on social media, yes, posting 5 to 10 times a day will absolutely do that for you. It's guaranteed. It's a matter of time. It will happen. But this is not realistic for most people. So decide what you can realistically achieve and stick to it. But I would say your bare minimum, bare minimum needs to be 1 post a day. Bare minimum. 7 days a week, 1 post a day. Another myth, you should go live every day. Absolutely not. Definitely not. But you should pick a day and a time for a regular live so that your followers can look forward to it. I used to go live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday with my last business where I met Simon. And if I didn't go live at that time on that day, so I think it was maybe 8:30, I would go live in the evening. 8:32, I'd have all the messages. Where are you? Why aren't you live? You're not live yet. So people do look forward to this. And then that is a great sign that you are building community. So if you can go live and you do go live, Pick one day or one time or even two if you want to, but just be mindful of your own routines and what you are able to realistically achieve that you can stick to consistently. Okay. You should post controversial content every now and again to spike engagement. What I would say to that is, do you want your business to be associated with this content? If you feel it's a really good point to make and you can put your positive spin on it, because obviously our businesses, we don't want anything negative to be attached to our businesses. So if you can take something negative and flip it into a positive, then absolutely. But I would always say, be braced for those negative comments, okay? Be 100% braced for them. Get that thick skin. And just remember, we ignore, block, delete, report any and all negative hate that we get. We're going to talk about that again in a second. You could post whatever content you wish. No. Everything you post should relate to promoting your business or building your community. Keep the fun stuff for your personal account. I talk about this in my boot camp. I actually said it as an actual step in that you should actually go and create that separate account that's got a lovely fresh FYP, because we focus on with our businesses. It tends to just be niche related business stuff anyway, doesn't it? And that's what we want to keep for our businesses. But TikTok is a really fun app. So I will say in my bootcamp, have something for the fun and for the enjoyment of it, because that brings the fun into content creating, which is only going to help your business side of things. You should delete all hateful content. Now, this is a little bit of a double-edged sword here. So sometimes your followers will jump to your defense. And if they do, this is algorithm gold, okay? You got to think about it strategically now, okay? We're not taking this shit personally, because none of these people know us, okay? They don't know us. They don't know who we are, what we're all about. Chances are they've seen a 15-second clip and they've just decided to post some shit, okay? If you don't like that at all and it really impacts your mental health, delete it immediately. Never respond. Guys, there's a really good saying, you can't argue with stupid. And this is so true for the comment section in TikTok, even Instagram. We never respond to them. We always ignore. If you can leave it there and your followers and your community are commenting, let them go at it. Let them go at it. But if at all it impacts your mental health, you need to get rid of it immediately. Delete, delete, delete. And if they keep coming back, just keep deleting. Keep deleting. You should block any and all haters. Yes, ignore, block, delete, report all haters, okay? I've had quite a few in my time. I've had to call the police over some a few years ago. I feel like I've had quite a good amount of hate, but ultimately it's really served me positively for not only social media, but for my life as well. I have a much thicker skin. I'm able to let go of stuff and I'm able to not take a lot of stuff personally now. So I think actually this is a really good lesson, but you've got to have the right mindset to approach it first and just know none of it is personal. It's really not personal at all. Yes, they're commenting on your video to you, but it's not personal. It's really strange. You should only create content for a very specific audience. Absolutely. Target that niche with every single video. Have you guys written out who your ideal customer is? Have you got an idea who your ideal customer is? What's their name? What do they like? What's their favorite color? What do they watch on telly on an evening when they've finished work? All that kind of stuff. All this kind of stuff really helps to target our individual customers. So basic customer psychology pitfalls. Okay. So this might seem like we're really delving into like the customer psychology of how we sell, but ultimately this is what we're trying to do. Okay. We're trying to weave our sales process very, very, very gently into our content. So regardless of whether you're selling B2B or B2C, here are some key points to bear in mind when thinking about selling and the psychology behind it. 1, customers will always want to know how watching your content will benefit them. Okay, so we touched on this before. You've got to put yourself in your customer's shoes. What do they want to get from your videos? This is why we use the words you, your, and you are in the majority of our hooks. Let me know, please, in the comments if you haven't heard of this before, of putting these words in your hooks, and I will happily delve into that a little bit deeper for you. Give me like a little hand up thing or whatever. The majority of our customers need to see your content. Now, I wrote this last year and it was an average of 15 times. I think it's gone up now. But yes, your potential customers need to see your content an average of 15 times before they think about purchasing. This is so true. The statistics show, and I'm pretty sure that's in the 20s now, that they need to now see your content, which shows you how important it is to just keep showing up. Your entire sales avenue must be thought through, planned, and created prior to you driving them to buy with your social media. Any glitches in the process will cause them to drop off, and these common drop-off reasons include a clunky, slow website, no clear call to actions, too many clicks to get to the desired mission or purpose or page of what it is. Sorry, I'm getting my words mixed up. Too many clicks to get to the desired page, and the mission and the purpose of your business is a little bit too vague and they don't really understand what it is that you're offering. Okay. So yes, social media is so important, but we do need to prioritize the journey from wherever we send our customers to. Okay. That does need to be nice and seamless, like we mentioned earlier. So how are we feeling so far? Are we feeling like the confused content creator yet, or the confident one? Can anyone give me any feedback in the chat? You're all very quiet, which I'm more than happy to carry on chatting, but let me know. Let me know how you're feeling. Someone was at a 0 before, and someone was at a 2. I'd like to know how you feel about it now. Right, so time to check in. Do you want to create a consistent flow of customers or clients? And by now, I really hope you feel like I've helped you to open your eyes into what's truly possible for you on TikTok. It's not impossible. But as I said before, social media is as beautifully simple as it is absolutely confusing. And we just need to filter out some of the shit to get to where we need to be. So understanding the difference between these two content creators is just the first step. You need to know how to plan, structure, edit, and implement your content creation. I have some extra tools for you, such as my TikTok bootcamp, that will help you to achieve this. So if you'd like to hear more about those, then stick around to the end and let me know. But ultimately, it's kind of a given. Who would we rather be? The confident content creator who consistently posts, uses a simple process, sees regular revenue, enjoys organic growth, and creates and enjoys an intimate connection with their community, versus the confused content creator who is just spreading themselves too thin, running around like a headless chicken, trying to get everything done, gets poor views due to the inconsistency and unclear messaging of their posts, spends way too much time over editing sometimes, loses what followers they have, doesn't get any engagement, and lets that worry about judgment and other people's opinions hold them back for showing up for their business. That's not what we want. So we've covered so much in this masterclass today, and you've been given such a huge amount of tips and strategies to take away and start to implement. I really hope you guys feel like you've got a clearer path. But don't get overwhelmed when I tell you that we've only just scratched the surface of creating content on TikTok, and there is so much more to learn. Like I said, it is so simple, but so confusing. But once you get yourself into the mindset and you learn the skills, it becomes seamless. You can pull content out like that. You need 4 more ideas, boom, done. Need to smash out a quick video, got it. It can be so simple, but you just need to learn the skills to get you to that stage. So this is now the end of the masterclass, but I do have a couple of cheeky little offers for anyone who wants to stick around for a few more slides. So if you want to exit now, that is not a problem, no hard feelings. But if you want to see a couple of things I've got to offer you, then please feel free to stick about and ask any questions. So who you desire to be just 2 weeks from now, okay, before the end of February, you could actually really, truly be the confident, coordinated content creator or the confused content creator. If you continue down the path you're on right now and doing what you're doing, who are you going to end up being just by default in 2 weeks? And with that in mind, are you ready to make consistent sales, turn your content into clients so you can grow your business? Not being the confident content creator means you're saying yes to all of these inconsistent sales, constant guilt about not posting and not showing up, a disengaged community or no community at all, allowing your unrealistic worries to hinder your entire business and never posting the content that you really want to post. Waiting and delaying only kicks your success further down the path. It's going to take you longer to reach it. So I'm inviting you to recognize this now and say yes to making that change today. And this is something that I used myself when I now have a mentor for my business, and she is just fantastic. And I just thought to myself, I trust myself to create the results that far outweigh the investments that I make. This is the key to creating real growth. And it's all about the shift in your thinking. And that starts by saying yes to yourself and your next level of success. Oh, my slide didn't work. There's Mr. Simon. He wrote me a lovely, lovely testimonial there, but it's not come up. I'll stick it on the Discord group. So there we go. This is my 7-step TikTok bootcamp. So this is essentially a 2-week virtual bootcamp style program. Emails drop into your inbox every day with clear, actionable steps for you to take when you receive the email. And all of a sudden, you'll get to the end of the process and you will have over a month's worth of content. And it teaches you all of the skills that you need to just rinse and repeat that process. So you can get more time back for yourself. You're getting your clear messaging for your customers and you're showing up for your business. And I've even put in this juicy little HelpBnk 555 if you want to grab an extra 10% off. I do have Klarna on my website. So instead of it being £37 a month for 3 months, you can get it for just £33.30. I mean, quite frankly, that is an absolute bargain and an absolute steal. I've only done it until the 9th of February. So if you are considering this, then I invite you to jump on this ASAP. That's going to go in a few days. So what's included and how is it delivered? So daily, like I said, step-by-step emails that guide you through the entire process. Now, I've spent ages putting this bootcamp together. Every I is dotted and every T is crossed with this bootcamp. It answers all of your questions. It guides you through all of the really simple, kind of almost non-important shit, all the way through to the seriously important, crucial parts of content creating. There is a Facebook group that comes along with it, and you'll get lifetime access to that, which has already got loads of free downloads that I mentioned earlier. Huge lists of all your call to actions, your hooks, your content ideas if you're a product-based business, content ideas if you're a service-based business, so that so much of the content creating is there waiting for you already. Full guidance on how to create a month's worth of content in just 7 easy steps, step-by-step instructions on how to optimize your profile for conversions and learn the exact steps on how to boost your engagement and how to implement it. Now, that's a big one because it's your engagement that is going to create your community. No stone is left unturned. So there it is again. HelpBnk 555 is the code that you've got to put into my website, www.theviraledge.com. I will pop that in the chat. And like I say, you can pay for it flat out, or you can utilize the beauty of Klarna. Who doesn't love Klarna? And just do it for £33 for the next 3 months, and it's yours. So taking this step is the thing that's going to make the difference, because it's not enough anymore to sit back and just go with the flow when you honestly could be surfing that wave and be in a completely different place in literally just a few weeks' time. Within 2 weeks, you could have all of your content for the next month scheduled and done, and all of a sudden see a little extra ping in your, I don't know if you've got Shopify, or a little ping in your from your website saying you've got another order, another inquiry, whatever it is. You will start to see those results coming through. And ultimately, with bulk creating, the most important thing is time. What does Mr. Squibb tell us all the time? Time is our most valuable, important asset. And when you do bulk creating, you will get time back for yourself. It is guaranteed. I've seen it. I've done it. I've taught it to people. I know that it can happen. It will happen. The Viral Edge has just won the award for most outstanding social media coaching business of 2023. And it is exactly for this reason, because I am able to give people the time back. TikTok is life-changing, but so is this decision you'll make today. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this will teach you skills that you will be able to learn and utilize for years to come, because social media marketing is not going anywhere. So I invite you to flip the script on your current thinking and approach this how the confident content creator would approach it, and say yes. Now, second to this as well, I've also got 2 content creation planners that I've got on Amazon at the moment. Now, don't come at me for potentially being a bit sexist, but I have done a kind of women's edition and a kind of men's edition. The colors are different, the layouts are exactly the same, but within each one, the women's editions has very female empowered driven quotes throughout it, and the men's edition has the male empowered driven quotes throughout it. Okay. So you can get these from paperback for just £14.77, or you can choose hardback as well. So that is the women's edition, and this is the men's edition. Pink and blue. Sorry, don't mean to be sexist. I just like the colors. I've got so much free information for you on my website. My TikTok bootcamp podcast as well is on all major streaming platforms. And of course, all of my social media as well. There is so much free information out there that I have already spent the last 18 months posting. So please do go and utilize it as well. So if you're ready for a breakthrough on TikTok, head to my website, any of the links across my social media, or type in www.theviraledge.com. Decide what toolkit you want to invest in, either the content creation planners or the bootcamp. Hit checkout and get cracking. Now, the beauty with the TikTok is I tell you to stop posting. You don't need to post anymore. And literally every email that pops into your inbox has every single step, and you need to action them as they come through. And then you've got the Facebook group as well to help you. So instead of figuring all of this out on your own, which you absolutely can do, you 100% could go and troll through all of my social media, YouTube, TikTok. You can troll through all of it and work this all out on your own. But I have condensed it all and made it nice and simple and straightforward with a step-by-step process to make it so much easier. And that is what I offer in my bootcamp. So I invite you to say yes to joining us inside of the Viral Edge and take that first step into making a real change for the better for your business and your side hustle and your future self. And if that is you, then I will see you on the other side. And that is the end of the webinar, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Go and give us all a shout out on HelpBnk and Discord. And please let me know if you have any questions. My DMs are always open. But thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.